long. He's going to have to turn one loose downfield.
And how about this defense? Back-to-back sacks. It's clutch time. It's money time. The 2-minute drill, you know they need a field goal. This D is stepping up and forcing the fourth down.
And that is interception number 3 on the day.
And that just kind of caps off this day. It's been a day with not a lot of rhythm, not a lot of timing, not a lot of guys on the same page, and they weren't right there, and the quarterback throws an INT, and this one is not looking.
Welcome to Ann Arbor and the Big House, home to one of the most storied programs in college football, and the first one to win 1,000 games, the Michigan Wolverines. This matchup today, part of the lifeblood of the sport, a rivalry game where the results will be remembered for a lifetime. As we'll see the number 4 team in the country, the Ohio State Buckeyes, taking on a fellow Big Ten foe, the Michigan Wolverines. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, and Jesse Palmer with me. Guys, it's time to get it going. gets underway. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. This crowd trying to show them what it's going to be like all day in this house. Looking for space. It's Judkins. Tackle is made at the 28 after... Welcome, everybody, and we are fired up for another sensational college football matchup. Nobody at home today who can stake their claim in this neutral site showdown. There's nothing quite like a great rivalry matchup in college football. The bitterness, the intensity, the lifetime of memories that will come as a result of what we're about to see in this one. As we'll see the number 4 team in the country, the Ohio State Buckeyes, taking on another team from the Big Ten, the Michigan Wolverines. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started. And the Buckeyes will kick it away first. That is not the way you want to start with the kickoff. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Three tight ends in the formation on 1st and 10. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
And that's a great job by the defense, understanding exactly the situation, understanding to stay home, play sound. No matter who gets the football, we're going to run to the football hard. We're going to cage the football, be disciplined. Nice job by the defense.
And they try the middle of this defense, and that is not happening. The colors of the day were maize and blue when Michigan won a close one last year.
It was Ohio State leaving the stadium feeling blue after that one, too. The way that Michigan enforced their will late in that game. They were the most physical team when they needed to be, and David, they're going to have to do that again to pull out this W.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter if you're the coach at Ohio State and you won every game on your schedule, but you lose to Michigan, it's an unsuccessful year. So he's heard about it all offseason, and these players have too, and they'll be ready for some revenge.
The ball hits at the 5, and it'll go into the end zone for a touchback. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. He wants to start this drive with a pass. Makes the grab. It's Ibuka.
And listen, I'm going to move this guy everywhere. He's in the slot this time, but I'm not going to let the defense understand where he's lining up so they can double team him. Put him in the slot. Put him out wide. Either way, find this guy early and often.
The throw to the outside is complete. Good job running that route to get past the sticks because he got nothing after the catch. They'll snap this one from the 32. It's first down. From the gun, the running back looking for room. Just willed his way for a couple out to the 35. There's so many great rivalries in college football, guys, but I think this one, because of the disdain and the excellence, sort of rises to the top.
Yeah, I mean, listen, there are great rivalries scattered all around this country. In-state rivalries, interconference rivalries, of great history, great pageantry. But I think what makes Ohio State versus Michigan unique is the fact that more often than not, these are two teams competing for national championships at the end of the year. And this game really does determine the national landscape.
And 19 national championships between the two teams. Late in the year, it always mattered. You go back to 2006, number 1 versus number 2. So always disdain, always hate. Don't even call each other by their names. Like, this rivalry means so much to college football.
And the punt will hit at the 7, and they can't corral it. It goes into the end zone. It'll come out to the 20. And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. Last time, David, it was 1-2-3 kick.
The last drive, that 3 and out, sometimes that puts your defense in a bad spot. And you got to get a drive together here so you don't wear the defense out.
I just think, David, too predictable that last drive. They got to do something here to get this defense on their heels.
To the ground with the back. Tried to move that pile forward. He maybe gets 2. He's down at the 21. The Wolverines are in the hurry-up. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. And here comes the punt team. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. He gets it up to the 34-yard line before he stopped, and that's where the offense will set up shop. Okay, so here comes the offense returning to the field. Back to pass, it's Howard. Going up top. And he's got it inside the 20. And they are pushing the ball down the field. A big pickup on that one, and the tackle was finally made. The entire complexion of this possession changed on that one play. Now they've got it 1st and 10 inside the 20. And he's brought down after a nice game.
Man, who says you can't run up the middle anymore, right? Everybody thinks, I got to make big plays. I got to go way out to the left, way out to the right, way out in space. Nope, right down the middle. Nice blocking. How about the running back? You could tell the speed, the wheels, does a great job getting down the field.
And he takes it to the house. Touchdown, Buckeyes.
Speed kills this offense. They've got multiple guys that can burn you. You can see it doesn't take them long to light up the scoreboard.
And with the extra point, they get the first 7 of the game. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And they finish it off with a short plunge into the end zone. Just one of those mistakes that can happen as the kickoff goes out of bounds. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. They've got the big fellas out there, a 3 tight end look on 1st and 10. They'll go to the ground. Keeps the legs moving. These two first squared off in 1897, and this rivalry is almost like a history of the sport itself.
So much history, so much tradition. I can go back to 2006 when they were 1 and 2 in the country. You know, like, these games really matter. The uniforms are clean. The athletes are flowing. There's tons of athletes all over the place. This is always a huge showdown.
And you think about some of the great coaches that embrace the sidelines in this rivalry. Bo Schembechler at Michigan.
He's running free down the middle. He's at the 10. Touchdown, Wolverine. And once he got away from the D, they had no shot at catching him.
Man, I am a great play caller when I can hand it to guys like that. And he can go that far to the house, create big plays, showed you a little bit of vision, showed you a little bit of burners. When he kicked it in here, he got the long touchdown.
They want to go for back-to-back scores. They're lining up for the onside kick. And a few anxious moments, but the hands team is able to fall on it.
Man, these coaches talked about being aggressive, and they were. First quarter, you're going with the onside already. I would say it's a little bit careless, a little bit reckless. Onside kicks are not high percentage, but they went for it, they failed, and now let's see how they respond.
Looks as if they didn't get it off in time. It'll be a delay of game. This defense happy with how that last play turned out, so they'll decline the penalty. The offense set for a first down play. They're going to throw it to start the drive. Snagged in the middle. It's Judkins. And he was just a couple of steps away from taking that one even further after the catch. The offense lining up for a first down play. Looking to throw, it's Howard. Tight end finds a soft spot. And he motors into the end zone. Touchdown, Ohio State. How about the renaissance of the tight ends? Inline, flexed out, split out. They can do a little bit of everything.
They really can. They're asked to block a lot of the times, too. But I'll tell you what, all the wide receivers out wide, the fancy toys, the fancy spread. Forget about that tight end. He does a little bit of everything. And then you reward the big fella, throw him the ball, and he catches. So he really can do a little bit of everything in an offense.
Kickoff team has the ball teed up, and they're about ready to go. On the run from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Guys, here come those maize and blue winged helmets on offense. Boy, David, they would love to stack another touchdown on top of that last drive.
And this offense did such a good job on the last drive. Everything in rhythm, moved the ball down the field, didn't make those mistakes, Jesse, and they need to do it again on this one.
Yeah, you're right. They had the defense on their heels. You wonder what sort of communication was going on that sideline. What sort of changes were they able to make, because they got to stop the bleeding right there.
They come to the line facing 3rd and long from the 25. And Shore tackling there to keep him from getting to the first down marker. And the Wolverines send out the punt unit. Books it all the way in, and now turns his attention upfield. Makes a move. He did a great job finding some running room on that return and was able to set up the offense with good field position. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. And David, how they would love to stick it in the end zone one more time after that last drive.
And once you get the defense on their heels and you back them off a little bit, you get in a little bit of rhythm, it's really hard to stop, Jesse, and they're going to try to do it again right here.
And if you're this play caller, you're loving what's happening right now, because everything you dialed up on that last drive ended up working out. You're just looking at your play sheet. Everything you're picking is working. Let's see if they can pull it off again here.
Ball's at the 47. They're looking at a 3rd down and short. Looking to throw, it's Howard. A strike downfield. They'll finally get him on the ground, but not before he makes it to the 30 and gets a first down. The Buckeyes come to the line with a fresh set of downs. He's going to pass. Finds his man. It's Judkins. That's a right ball. Oh, looks as if the defense got it. And he's brought down, and this defense gets the ball back for its own.
That looks like a really easy thing to do. Oh, the ball's just on the ground. Jump on it. That's an odd-shaped ball that bounces all kind of crazy ways. Great job by the defense covering that thing up.
They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. The Wolverines will hustle to the line. And you can forget running in the middle against this defense. Third down conversions are a huge stat, and this one would be a doozy if they can pull it off. They stop him after a short game, probably just wanted to mitigate the losses with fourth down coming. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and we have ourselves a ball game, and they have a chance to take the lead here before the half. And the Wolverines will punt this one away. He's getting a lot of work. Fourth time he's punted tonight. That thing was down for a while, but the big bounce carried it into the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. This time they need to take care of the ball and maybe extend this lead, David.
And I think you got to look at the positive, Reese. You still got the lead. Now take care of the football. Put a nice drive together, Jesse. You don't have to stress. We're still winning.
I feel like they think that player for player, they're the better unit on the field right now. They just got to make more plays.
They're going to stay aggressive here. 5 wide. He's looking deep. And it's intercepted. A turnover for the defense. How about that elusiveness? He's got space. He'll try to take it back. They bring him down, but that great defensive play might be overturned. Let's see what the call is. Here comes the offense on first down. Back to throw, it's Howard. It's complete to the left. At midfield, he's got room. Defense caught out of position, and they get him down finally at the 38.
Man, if I'm a defense, I got to find a way to get some more pressure on the quarterback or disrupt their timing and their rhythm. You can't give them these big chunk plays through the air. I got to be maybe a little bit more aggressive.
Nowhere to go with the ball, and down he goes at the 39. They gave up the sack on first down. Now it's 2nd and 11. He's looking to throw. Got it in the middle. It's Scott. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few.
A nice job by the defense there, tackling the catch and smothering the tight end. They know this offense is going to try to find him in the passing game in a lot of different situations. That time, perfect coverage, and nice job bringing the big guy down. Not easy to do.
There were serious revolutions on that third down pass, but it's incomplete.
Well, on 3rd and short and field goal range, they dial up the pass play. Quarterback was trying to get through his progressions. There was just simply nobody open. Couldn't make an accurate enough throw. Ball falls incomplete. Now setting up a big decision here on 4th down.
Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. Boy, 3 and out last time, David. They'd like to be more productive this time around.
Yeah, in the last drive, nothing really clicked. No rhythm. Got off the field really, really quickly. They need to put something together here.
Yeah, David, bad execution on that last drive. So they got to take a collective breath and start playing like a unit on this drive.
A timeout is called as this offense tries to find a way to get more points on the board before the half. 4 punts already, and they've got to convert here to avoid a 5th. Gets it to the 46-yard line. First down for this offense. Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. The offense setting up shop at the 46. 1st and 10. The give to the back. And they picked up 9 on first down. It'll bring up 2nd and short. Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. And he's knocked down, but not before moving the chains. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. And they'll have to settle for a field goal try. It is perfect.
Well, that kid just showed off his hammer for a leg. 50+
kick. That's why they call them the hands team. They're able to secure the onside kick. That's going to wrap it up here in the first half. Stay tuned. Second half not too far away. The kickoff team out there and ready to go. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. They had this lead to start the third quarter because of the passing game. Didn't get a lot done on the ground.
They did, but the quarterback is in a rhythm. That was obvious in the first half. And so this first drive, you want to continue that. You want to see good decision-making. You want to see him playing on time. And as always, delivering the football.
I mean, I don't know how I don't give him the football. It's the reason I built the lead. He's the guy that I can trust. This offense is built around him, so I expect more of the same here in the second half.
Really good job to pick up a chunk of yardage and get it out to the 39-yard line. First down here for the offense. He wants to throw. Getting some heat. And they got him for the sack.
What a great play. This guy is a force on this D-line. You think about Michigan football defensively, they've got dudes up front. Aiden Hutchinson, Brandon Graham, Mozzie Smith, Rashawn Gary. Guys that can win one-on-one, and guys that change and force your game plan to have to adapt for them. You need a double team of these guys if you want to have any chance. This is that type of player. He's got so much ability.
Muscling ahead on third and short. Powers through the defender. They finally make the stop at the big run. Is plenty to move those sticks for the first down. The Buckeyes have their offense in high gear. Wants to throw on first down. And the ball comes out. What a disastrous play. The defense scoops it up, and they're bringing it back. Got a lot of room to the right. Touchdown, Michigan. Not content to get the fumble, they scored with the fumble. And the extra point puts them up by a field goal. That is a defensive player's dream. Ball sitting there, chance to scoop it up, run with it, and they don't stop you until the band starts playing. Bringing it out. Tackled at the 24 and almost breaks even with the yardage he would have gotten with a touchback. The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. Back to throw, it's Howard. Oh, he had him right down the middle, and it just squirted right through his fingers, and they miss an opportunity for a nice play on first down. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. And that's going to fall to the ground incomplete. That was a physical matchup there. Third down coming. They line up, and it is a long way to the sticks from here. Coming after it. And the Heat gets there. And they get him down at the 14-yard line. And the Buckeyes decide to punt it away. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. What a complete disaster. What a terrible decision to run that far backwards and take the safety. So after that safety, they'll kick it away from their own 20. Not going to give him a chance to make a play as they boot that thing through the end zone. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. The last time we saw this offense, we had to look quick. It was a 3-and-out, Jesse.
They just had no rhythm in that last one.
And they got him. They'll get him down for the sack.
This defense, they are tenacious. And they've got guys up front that are athletic and that are so strong that can collapse the pocket. You saw it right there in that play-action attempt.
Oh, what a spectacular layout and catch.
Man, I love those guys that are willing to put their body on the line. And he does it right here, man. Just lays out. That ball's coming in. You can see it from several yards out, making that play, laying out, keeping the football from touching the turf. Great concentration, great effort by the receiver.
The Buckeyes will try to pin them. Oh, trickeration. He's throwing it. And they pull it off. He's got it for the first down.
Man, that is awesome. That gets the juices going. That gets everybody excited. You work on these fake punts all the time, but you don't call them all the time. But the coach saw something, executed it perfectly, called it at the right time, and got a shot in the arm, get some energy, snap it to the up back, completing the pass.
You know, it's so important for offenses to want to keep third downs manageable. The way you do that is by having success like that, running the football on first down.
The give to the single back. Brought down to the ground, but he has enough for the first down.
All right, defense, that's what we can't do. We can't give up this many chunk yards on the ground. Got to commit more guys to the line of scrimmage. Got to get those running backs on the ground. That's way too easy.
Fires to the right. Got him downfield. Slicing and dicing through this defense, and they've got it down to the 23. The Buckeyes with the 1st and 10. Here's the handoff. And I think they'll give him 2 on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up.
And sticking to the run. I tell you what, a lot of teams that are really good are really stubborn, and they continue to run the football even with little success. So this offense is going to continue to focus on running the football. You can tell.
Second down now as they're ready to go back to work. To the air, it's Howard. Feeling some heat. Out of the backfield, he's open. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. The crowd elevating its energy, willing this defense to get a stop on this big 3rd down. Fires into the end zone. Touchdown, Buckeyes! And with that, they move out front here in the 4th.
And it's not an accident. They're featuring this guy. His 2nd receiving touchdown of the game. That's your job as a coach. Find my playmakers, get them the ball so they can do damage and have games like this right now.
Trying to power it in. He gets it into the end zone for the 2 to push that lead out to 7. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. Fielded in the end zone, it's Morris. That gamble did not pay off as they bring him down at the 12-yard line. And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. Man, how comforting is it to know that even if your offense stalls out a little, Jesse, that field goal kicker can knock it in from a long way out.
Well, he's one of the best in the country, Reese, no doubt. But this offense would like him and prefer for him to kick an extra point on this drive. And to do that, David, they've got to have more rhythm on offense.
Yeah, create some more rhythm, create some more explosive plays, and maybe some more balance. And listen, it's nice to have that weapon and kick long field goals. If you kick too many field goals, you don't get very many W's.
And here we go, down the score. They'll go for it on 4th down. The offense wastes no time getting the timeout call. The Wolverines will line up to punt it away. They may have to pay him overtime. He's punting for the 5th time today. And the punt team gets down there and gets the return man on the ground. The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. And now that cushion is a little bit smaller, Jesse, and any mistake would get magnified.
Yeah, a little bit of pressure now on this offense too, David. I think they got to go back to their playmakers and get these guys going in the game.
No doubt, find those plays you know you can run when you're asleep. Make sure you execute. Build this lead a little bit bigger. Put this thing away in the 4th quarter.
And he'll find enough running room to get it just short of midfield at the 49.
Big third down for this defense. Listen, you've got to get the ball back. You know what they're doing. They're trying to run the football, but we need the clock to be on our side so our offense has some time. You've got to make a stand right here on third down.
They were all over him. Nowhere to go as that third down play turned into a disaster. Fourth down, and the punt team sends it the other way. And he'd hoped to pin him deep. Instead, it will be a touchback. Guys, here come those maize and blue winged helmets on offense. That last drive won't go on the highlight reel after ending in a punt. They'd like to be more productive this time, David.
And I think this offense has to be a little bit more balanced. Find a little balance between the run, Jesse, and working in that pass.
And I think, too, David, it's just going to take a spark. It just takes one play to get this thing picked up and going.
And the Wolverines want to move quickly.
I think Jesse and Reese could call offensive plays for any team. If they're having this much success on the ground, it starts with the ground game, right? Like, you can chew up these kind of plays, then I can play action later on and take shots. But right now, defense has first got to stop the run game that's been chewing them up.
He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. Everybody has to be set. They have to get it off. And he doesn't find much running room. A short gain on the play. They'll hurry to the line here to try to get off that third down play. Trailing by a touchdown, this fourth down opportunity is gargantuan. They'll try it on the ground. And they'll move the chains and get it to the 47-yard line. They convert the fourth down, but back to the line with no time to waste. They're going to ride this running back. Still running at the 40. And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Wolverines. On to attempt the try. And the extra point was good, and we are all tied up in the fourth. Coming down the stretch in the fourth, and we are all tied up, about set to kick it away. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. A pretty good bit of ground to cover here, Jesse, but they've got some time to work with.
They do, so tempo is going to be important. You got to go fast. You just got to make good decisions at the quarterback position.
And those good decisions are throwing the ball beyond the sticks, using the sidelines to get out of bounds, try to maximize this time and get in a position to win.
Big chunk play to start this drive. Now they'll really try to take it to this defense. Grabbed in the middle. It's Judkins. And the catch was one thing, and the run even better. A big pickup on that one.
Man, a great job by the QB, finding the running back, get into the football where he can do some damage after the catch, and most importantly, get the first down.
Dropping back, it's Howard. Unloads to the wideout. And incomplete on the deep ball. Man, that one is going to make this quarterback sick to his stomach. That's almost always automatic for him.
Yeah, that's pitch and catch. That's day one. When you go out and watch practice, the ball very rarely hits the ground unless you have a defender because these QBs and wide receivers are so good. Man, just a mishap, a little overthrow.
They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. Running, got some room, headed to the goal line. Touchdown, Ohio State. And they've got the lead in the final minute. Lining up for the PAT. The extra point is good, and now in the fourth, they're up by a touchdown and an extra point. Now that they have the lead, this kickoff unit has to stay in their lane, create some field position, and hand it over to the defense. Fielded in the end zone. It's Morris. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. And they're going to have to fight this defense, and they're also up against it with time, Jesse.
Yeah, no doubt, Reese. And this quarterback now, he's going to have to show off his poise, David. They practice these late-game situations, but how's this guy going to respond?
And I got a little bit of time to work with here, so I watch the defense, and if they're going to drop back and play real conservative like they tend to do late in the game, let's get a few shots over the middle first before we have to take that deep shot.
They'll try to run for it. The Wolverines get enough for the first down. Timeout is called, and the clock is down to 8. Got to get everybody lined up quickly. Time winding away, and they've got to push the ball down the field. They go to the ground. These little gains can start to add up as he gets it up to the 34. There's a long and storied history of great games between these two rivals, and this chapter adds another to that legacy.
Really impressed by the poise by the winning team as well here. They weren't overhyped in this game. They came out, they looked prepared, they were calm, definitely confident. And David, they were able to go out and execute well enough to get this win.
And it's hard in these rivalry games with all the emotions running so deep. Like, you sometimes get overzealous. Sometimes you get too many penalties. It's hard to rein in your emotions, but they did. They kept it in check, and now bragging rights for a whole year.
So that's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, I'm Reese Davis saying so long. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.